All right, Victor Cora in with us. Victor with PlaySports Academy. Got an opportunity to meet Victor and get with him. Victor, first off, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming by. How are you?
Tony, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on Sports 930 AM. And Sam, thank you for having me also as well.
All right, tell us a little bit about this. This is a great concept, the PlaySports Academy. Talk a little bit about, how this works and everything about it.
Well, Play Sports is a concept of combining traditional sports and video game technology.
Okay.
And also a little bit of theme park experience. You know that video games are plagued with contributing to inactivity, isolation, and obesity.
Mm-hmm.
So my partner and I, Derek Garcia, and us, we came together with this concept of, traditional sports can teach anything.
Sure.
And video game technology is an industry that's $82 billion strong, and it's not going anywhere. Those controllers are not going anywhere. So we came up with the concept of what happens if we would combine these two, the physicality of one and then keeping the controllers in the hand. So we took two 60-inch Vizios, a PlayStation 4, an NBA 2K 1.4 to a traditional basketball court in Orlando and brought some UCF students, some fathers and sons, and some kids from the neighborhood and said, whatever you do with your avatar on the screen, you physically have to do it on the traditional basketball.
Wow. And I mean, when you get like this, tell us a little bit more what's all entailed to doing that. I mean, go ahead.
Well, what you have to do is if you're playing 2-on-2 basketball.
Okay.
So if you decide to take a jump shot from the top of the key, your avatar has to do the exact same thing on the screen or the point doesn't count.
Okay.
If you pass the ball and you're playing defense, you have to physically move. So you're combining motor skills and physical skills and cognitive skills. So you and your avatar become one.
Mm-hmm.
There's no we, there's no connect. So you're combining motor skills again, and you're also cognitive skills on there. So it's eliminating obesity, isolation, and social inactivity.
Yeah, because, and obviously I'm in my 50s, and look, times change. My son always tells me, Dad, you got to change with the times. Stop living in the old times. But we go over this all the time, Vic, on the show. What did I do after school? I couldn't wait to get home, ride my bike to go play baseball, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, come home, go back out and play all the time. Kids just don't do that anymore. But as you said, these games are so big today. What that's all kids do when they come home after school is play the games.
Absolutely. And now video games do develop critical thinking, analytical thinking. There's a lot of good things that are associated with video game technology. But as a parent and a grandparent myself, there are some opportunities that video games do have and associated with the isolation, with inactivity, and the big problem that video games are contributing to is obesity.
Okay.
So by combining it with traditional sports, you add that physicality piece. Also, you add the interaction with team play and team sports.
Okay.
So we had a couple of UCF students that came and tried it when we did the beta test, and they said, man, this is not only fun, but it's also adds that element of difficulty where not only do you have to move, but you also have to move your avatar along with you.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: what about the skill level, though? I mean,
you have to. It does. That's where the fun part is.
Okay.
Because if you always wanted to be a basketball player, or it doesn't matter how tall you are, it doesn't matter, what. You have to develop the skills. You have the opportunity to develop those skills because it's a scale back environment.
Right.
And with the Play Sports Academy, we're going to be introducing 4 major sports, which will be basketball, baseball, football, and soccer. So imagine walking into an environment like a Walmart or a Home Depot style warehouse environment, and you're going to choose to play electronic basketball, football, soccer, or baseball.
Right. Now, I mean, it's obviously a very good social interaction, obviously the communication interaction with programs, things like that. That's pretty big too, isn't it?
Absolutely. We're going to be developing programs, like you said, that are going to develop your physical, educational, professional, and social skills. So there's going to be opportunities for employment. We're going to be bringing communities back together. Right now, since everyone's staying at home, the kids are staying at home, parents are concerned. And the only experience that kids are having nowadays and people that are gaming are having nowadays are online. We want to introduce an opportunity for you to have that one-on-one, that interaction in your face experience.
Right. Wow.
So when we combine this physical and in-person experience with traditional sports, we're also going to become that bridge. We're introducing it with fun, but at the same time, we're also introducing social interaction.
Talk a little bit about the academy. Now you're talking about private leagues, church leagues, corporate team builders. I mean, tell me a little bit about how that all works out.
When we introduce the PlaySports Academies, we're also going to be introducing opportunities to have local leagues, city leagues, church leagues, recreational leagues.
Wow.
Because remember, we're going to be mimicking what happens in traditional sports.
Right.
We're also going to be having with electronic leagues as well. So when we open up the PlaySports Academies, you're going to have an opportunity to have city leagues like you have with traditional sports.
Right.
You're also going to be able to do corporate team builders. You're also going to be at the different levels. You're going to have introduce intramural sports, and then you also, as these PlaySports Academies continues to grow in different cities, then you're going to be able to have to introduce careers.
Wow, that's incredible, Vic. Now, you came up with this concept. How did this work out? I mean, tell me, this is really interesting.
I tell you, this concept is a concept that was created by my partner, Derek Garcia.
Okay.
Derek Garcia, and this was inspired by a need for him to connect with his autistic brother.
Okay.
You know, this is a very deep
that's interesting.
story.
Yeah.
Derek's brother has two twin brothers. One, they're both autistic, and one is visually impaired. Ooh. And with the autistic brother that's not visually impaired, he was trying to find a way in order to connect with him. And he did it through video game technology.
Wow.
He gave him a PlayStation 2 with a game called Metal Gear. I know Sam knows that game. And he gave him that game, and through that game, his brother was able to come out of that what we call it, that black hole that he was in. And today, that autistic brother that he has is a primary care provider for his other autistic brother who's visually impaired. Wow. He is he cooks, he cleans, he handles the primary duties of the house while his mother is working. And that sparked the fire in Derek, my partner, to determine what was it in that game that got his brother out of that environment that he was in. And this is a vision that was 10 years in the making. Wow. And then last year we partnered together, and we've been working for almost a year, and came up with PlaySports. And as we continue to grow, the vision is to have a PlaySports Academy in each major city in the country. And we're starting here in Florida, Jacksonville and Orlando. And as we continue to grow, eventually these academies will be start to compete against each other.
Wow, wouldn't that be so? Now, you guys set up out there at One Spark. What was that like, and what was the, what were you hearing from people, seeing from people? Because you were set up, what exactly did you set up out
there? We set up in One Spark right where Rush Street used to be. And it was a phenomenal experience. We had lines going back, if you know where Rush Street is, we had lines going all the way back to the fountain of not only kids, but parents. I mean, we had even an ABA basketball player that plays for the
Giants?
No, not the Giants, but for the Savannah team, the Suncoast Fire. He tried it out. We had coaches. We had autistic children. It was a whole spectrum of people that tried our product, and everyone had nothing but great things to say about it, because not only was it fun, but it was interactive. It allowed you to be athletic, and you still had the controller in your hand. And what they found was that not only did you have to use motor skills, but you also had to use cognitive skills. Your cognitive abilities, you had to be able to sync it. And kids were saying, wow, I have to move and think at the same time. And people were sweating. They were actually sweating. And we even had two ladies, Miss Rose and Miss Karen, which was our first pair of senior citizens.
Was it really?
Yes. I have it on video.
No kidding.
I'll have it on video. I'll be able to show it to you on break.
Well, which is cool, because any age can do it then, which is nice.
And that's what's the beauty about it, that it doesn't matter what age. We have fathers and sons. And when we did the beta test in Orlando, we had a father and son playing. And what was amazing about that was that once they got done, they put down the controllers and went on the other side and started playing traditional basketball, which is exactly what we want. We don't want to eliminate traditional sport by any stretch. We want to be the bridge to traditional sport. We know that these controllers are not, we're not going to limit them. It's an $82 billion a year industry. But we want through fun to be able to get kids moving, get them active, get them to be, get that social activity going, because we believe that through combining these colossal industries, we'll be able to make an impact. One community at a time, one family at a time.
One family. I mean, that's key though too today. I mean, Vic. I mean, you look at the kids today. As I said, growing up, I was every day. If I wasn't riding my bike, I was playing baseball. I was doing something was going on. Today, the kids aren't, and really, we're seeing obesity is becoming known as a disease here in America.
It's an epidemic, Tony, that if we don't do something about it, it's going to be terrible. I mean, I know when you and I were growing up, our mothers, we knew that special whistle that our mother had. We can hear our mother calling us a couple of blocks away. Now we got to kick the kids out of the house. The roles have definitely reversed, and I think that if we're not going to be able to eliminate it, because technology is the way that we're evolving right now. But I think if we take sports, which again we learn through sports, we can use sports to teach anything, and we combine these two industries, we'll be able to do some positive things in our community.
All right, his name is Vic Cora. Vic, it's PlaySports. How do people get a hold of you now? They want to check this out online. How do they get a hold of you?
You just go to www.thedigitalplayfieldexperience.com. All right. www.thedigitalplayfieldexperience.com. If anyone wants to try out, we're going to be this Saturday. This Saturday, we're going to be at a health fair.
Okay.
It's going to be a health fair this Saturday from 12 to 6 at the Astoria Hotel. Right there on 295 and 17. We'll be there from 12 to 6. Come by, check us out, and see what this phenomenal experience is all about. And just go to the digitalplayfieldexperience.com. There'll be more information on how this product works.
Get out there this weekend. Vic, thanks for coming by. We'll get a quick break. Sam will update us on a local 904 as we work our way to the 5 o'clock hour. 5:05, Roger Hoover will join his son's play-by-play announcer, Captain Rick, at 5:45, plus your phone calls throughout the show. Area code 904-448-0930. More to come right here on Sports Radio 930.